Something massive is brewing in H-Town, and the national media is completely split on what it means for our future. From a powerhouse defensive tackle landing for a visit to a legendary name looking to join the backfield, the Texans are making waves that nobody expected this early. But is the front office actually playing with fire? We're diving deep into the latest moves that could define the DeMeco Ryans era. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right now to stay locked into the best Texans coverage on YouTube. Caden McDonald is officially heading to H-Town for a massive pre-draft visit, and y'all better realize how huge this is for our trenches right now. The 21-year-old Ohio State standout is exactly the kind of mountain we need in the middle to make this defense elite. DeMeco Ryans is looking for absolute dogs who can handle the heat, and this kid fits the bill perfectly with that high-intensity motor he showed in Columbus. He's been wrecking shop in the Big Ten, and now he's looking to plug those gaps in our defensive interior that had us sweating during those critical late-game drives last season. Imagine this young beast lining up and just eating double teams so our edge rushers can go to work without any interference. It's that blue-collar, H-Town hustle we crave in the bullpen every single Sunday. This prospect is widely seen as a prime solution for our depth issues inside, bringing that massive frame and surprising quickness that keeps offensive coordinators up at night. If Caserio pulls the trigger on this Ohio State standout, our defensive line is going from solid to downright terrifying real quick. The vibes in the building are electric because they know this 21-year-old has that relentless energy that never quits until the whistle blows. He's got that raw, unadulterated power to collapse the pocket from the inside out and the agility that usually belongs to much smaller edge players. Now think about this. Having a cornerstone like him on a rookie deal while we build this H-Town dynasty, that's high-level chess, not just checkers. But here's the scary part. There are other hungry teams sniffing around his tape, and we might have to move fast to secure his services before someone else jumps the gun. We need that interior presence to shut down the run in our division, especially with the way the AFC South is getting tougher. This visit is more than just a formal chat. It's a loud statement that the Texans are fixing the foundation from the ground up. Inside the building, this move is being whispered about as a potential draft day steal. This is the kind of move casual fans might ignore, but it wins championships. But what the Texans are doing regarding the front office rankings is where things get really concerning. If you want to see this D-line become the most dominant force in the AFC South, smash that like button and drop a Go Texans in the comments right now. Nick Caserio is currently under the microscope after some recent rankings absolutely dragged our offseason moves through the mud despite all the big names we brought in recently. Even with the hype surrounding this roster, the analysts are throwing shade at the GM's strategy, specifically pointing at how he's handled the offensive line situation. The main concerns from the national media are focused on the chemistry and the long-term durability of the guys protecting CJ Stroud. It's a tough pill to swallow for the H-Town faithful who thought we were winning the spring. These rankings suggest that while we made splashy moves, the actual structure of the front line might be a house of cards ready to fall. They're questioning if these new pieces can actually gel together fast enough to keep our franchise quarterback upright and healthy for a full 17-game grind. This is the kind of doubt that fuels the fire in the locker room, but you can't ignore the stats regarding missed games and past injuries on this line. Caserio has been aggressive, sure, but the critics think he might have gambled too much on high-risk players rather than safe bets. And inside the building, this has raised serious concerns about whether we have enough depth if the worst-case scenario happens again like it did last year. We saw what happens when the protection breaks down, and it ain't pretty. This is the kind of move that determines if a GM is a genius or just lucky, and right now, the experts aren't sold on the vision. It's a high-stakes game in Houston, and the pressure is mounting for this group to prove everyone wrong from week one. If this line doesn't click, all those offensive weapons won't mean a thing when the pocket starts collapsing. It's a cold reality check for a fan base that's been riding high on playoff dreams. But wait until you hear who else they're bringing in for a look, because this next name carries some serious NFL royalty in his blood. Do you trust Caserio's vision for this O-line, or are you worried about CJ Stroud's protection? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. E.J. Smith is officially scheduled for a pre-draft workout with our Texans, and the legacy behind this name is enough to make any football fan in Texas do a double take immediately. The Texas A&M standout happens to be the son of the legendary Emmitt Smith, and while his dad is a Cowboys icon, this kid is looking to make his own mark right here in H-Town. He's emerging as a serious candidate for those late-round picks or as a high-priority undrafted free agent that every scout is quietly watching. Bringing in the son of an all-time great isn't just a publicity stunt. This kid has real juice and a football IQ that's off the charts. He spent his time at A&M showing flashes of that elite vision and toughness that runs in the family. For a Texans team looking to add versatile depth to the backfield, he represents a low-risk, high-reward gamble that could pay off massively on special teams or as a change of pace back. Imagine the headlines if the son of a Dallas legend helps lead Houston to a Super Bowl run. It's the kind of story that scripts itself. But beyond the name, he's a hard-nosed runner who fits the gritty identity DeMeco Ryans is building in this locker room. He's not just riding his father's coattails. He's out here grinding to prove he belongs in the league on his own merit. The scouts are impressed with his pass-catching ability out of the backfield, which is a must-have in today's NFL. If he can show out during this workout, he might just find a permanent home in the 713. This is how you build a roster with depth and character. The league is buzzing about this workout because it shows the Texans are leaving no stone unturned in their quest for talent. This is the kind of move that smart teams make to find those hidden gems that everyone else overlooks until it's too late. The road to the draft just got a whole lot more interesting for the Houston faithful. The collision of these three storylines paints a wild picture of where the Houston Texans are heading under Nick Caserio and DeMeco Ryans. On one hand, you have the analytical world doubting the infrastructure of our offensive line, which is basically the lifeblood of C.J. Stroud's success in this league. If those rankings are right, and the durability isn't there, we are looking at a very dangerous season where our franchise savior is constantly under duress. That's why the news of Caden McDonald visiting is so crucial for the H-Town faithful. We need to be the team that dictates the physical terms of the game. By bringing in a mountain from Ohio State, Caserio is trying to ensure that even if our offense has growing pains, our defense will be a brick wall in the middle of the field. It's all about that complementary football that Ryans preaches every single day in the building. Then you add the wild card of E.J. Smith. This isn't just a nostalgic move. It's a calculated look at a player who has grown up in the shadow of greatness and understands the professional grind better than anyone. If he can provide even a fraction of that Smith magic in the bullpen, our backfield depth goes from a question mark to a major strength. The critics can talk all they want about offseason rankings, but championships aren't won on paper in April. They are won by finding these specific fits that fill the gaps. The synergy between a revamped interior defense and a legacy running back could be the secret sauce that silences the doubters once and for all. This is the H-Town way: gritty, calculated, and always pushing for that next level of dominance in the AFC South. At the end of the day, what we're seeing is a front office that isn't afraid to take risks, even when the national media is ready to pounce on any mistake. The Texans are building something special in Space City, and it's built on the backs of guys like Caden McDonald and potentially legacy players like E.J. Smith, who bring that winning pedigree into our locker room. We've seen the dark days in Houston, and those days are officially over. This team has a clear vision, a superstar quarterback, and a head coach who knows exactly how to motivate these young stars to reach their full potential. The noise from the critics regarding our offensive line is just fuel for the fire. This is not just another draft cycle or another set of visits. This is the construction of a powerhouse that is going to rule this division for a decade. The league is officially on notice because the Texans are coming for it all. This is how dynasties are built in the NFL, and you're witnessing the foundation being poured right now. Keep your eyes on these moves because they are the difference between being a one-hit wonder and a perennial contender. We are Houston strong, and the best is yet to come for this franchise.